Fight fans, buckle up. The boxing MMA crossover talk just got spicy. Terence "Bud" Crawford brushed off UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria in an interview with Ariel Helwani, saying, "To be honest, I've never even seen this dude fight. I'm not worried about that guy at all." Crawford added that when they crossed paths at a UFC event, Topuria came up shaking my hand. I didn't even know who he was.
I didn't even know who he was. When he seen me at the UFC, he came up and shook my hand saying, "What's up?" to me. I didn't even know who he was, but then I see him online talking about he had knocked me out in the first round and this and that and this. Well, if you want to fight me, you had the opportunity to tell me, like, "Hey, man, I want to fight you. What's up?" Like, that's fake. If I don't like somebody, if I want to fight them for whatever reason, I would have been like, "Hey, what's up, man? What you think about me and you fighting?" I'm not going to go hide behind, the keyboard and things like that, and then be like, "Oh, I knocked this dude out, this and that and this." I think that's fake.
Do you think he actually wants to fight you, or do you think, as the kids would say, he's just trying to clout chase?
I definitely think he's trying to clout chase. I think he'll definitely get in the ring with me for the right check. That's what we all do it for. But at the same time, I think, he's I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't know what he thinking this way. Ain't even nothing to talk about.
Do you, now that this has become a thing and you see the interest, do you have interest in fighting him?
For what?
Money.
Listen, what money would I get out of fighting him? Tell me how much I'm gonna get out of fighting him.
Well, I know Floyd made a lot, obviously, to fight Conor.
He's not nowhere near on the level of Conor McGregor. Let's be real. Stop it. Don't ever compare him to Conor. Conor was here. He's here. Like I said, I don't know this guy. I never seen this guy fight. And I watch a lot of MMA, you know what I mean? Maybe, I'm slipping. Maybe he's a good fighter, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I honestly never seen this guy fight, for sure. And I've seen Conor McGregor fight a lot of times. Just saying.
Okay.
Him and Conor, like, it's night and day. It's night and day.
So you'd say that
it's night and day. Don't ever try to say they on the same level.
I'm just saying right now, you can make the case that he is one of the biggest stars in the UFC.
Okay, so how much we gonna make? How much we make? Tell me how much we make. How much you make? Am I gonna make more with him than I made with Canelo?
Probably not.
Am I gonna make close?
Probably not. But if we're talking about like a Bivol or someone,
what are we talking about?
Topuria fired right back on social media. "You say you're an MMA fan, but you don't even know who I am. Interesting. The first time we met, you told me, 'Good luck this week with your fight.' Your memory fails you, and soon your chin will too. I'll represent the entire MMA community. Pound for pound #1 in real fights versus the pound for pound boxer. With both champions trading shots outside the ring and cage, the question now is simple. Is this just noise, or the spark of the next mega crossover fight? Boxing rules only. Who you got, Bud or Ilia? Drop your pick below, then subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next move." The UFC confirmed a fresh main event for Vancouver, Renier de Ridder versus Brendan Allen over 5 rounds. It's a matchup that reads like a grappling final staged under MMA lights. De Ridder's pathway is direct and deliberate. Body lock entries, outside trips, and an immediate hunt for the back or for tight, suffocating arm triangles. Allen brings measured pressure on the feet with a steady jab and calf kicks, then folds opponents into front head control where guillotine chains and scrambles begin. The cage wall could decide much of the story. Whoever wins the first underhook and head position at the fence tends to own the next 30 seconds. For de Ridder, that often means mat returns and backpacking. For Allen, it means prying hands, turning the corner, and making the other man restart. With de Ridder on a UFC poster and Khamzat Chimaev a perpetual headline, the hypothetical is obvious. Under standard UFC rules at 185, the first layer belongs to entries. Chimaev fires blast doubles or upper body shots off right-hand bursts, finishing against the fence with shelf-and-cut mechanics. De Ridder prefers to build the clinch, lock the body, and trip into back exposure. On top, Chimaev is all cross-wrist control, half-guard smash, and float to front headlocks where Darka and high-elbow guillotine threats live. De Ridder answers with hooks in, chair sits from turtle, and methodical arm triangle progressions once he settles half-guard or mount. Striking is the springboard. Chimaev's power makes his shots arrive cleaner. De Ridder's long kicks help him bridge into clinches, but can be caught. Over 5, a fast start favors Chimaev's damage and riding time. Drawn-out clinch cycles with repeated back attacks tilt toward De Ridder's positional accrual. Fence wins, and the second takedown in a scramble are likely the swing moments. New camp footage shows Islam Makhachev carrying extra size, thicker through the back and shoulders, fuller in grappling sequences. A single slide ricocheted across timelines. Estimated total UFC fighter compensation for 2024 sits near $140 million. Reported purse for Canelo Alvarez in the Crawford fight lands around $150 million for one night. The comparison compresses two different business models into one image. Boxing funnels extreme upside into a few star-driven events with bespoke revenue splits. The UFC spreads pay across a big roster with centralized promotion, guaranteed schedules, and year-round programming. The numbers are estimates and reports, not audited ledgers, but the juxtaposition is potent. Each time a boxing megapurse hits the feed, the debate over revenue share and PPV economics reignites. With the Noche UFC conversation still hot, Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling took to Instagram and drew a clean line toward Diego Lopes. Winner gets a title shot. Run It Sterling's featherweight chapter is already well written. He moved up after UFC 292 to clear a lane for teammate Merab Dvalishvili, who later captured gold, then stacked a lopsided decision over Calvin Kattar at UFC 300, dropped a competitive decision to Movsar Evloev at UFC 310, and dominated Brian Ortega over 5 in Shanghai this August. That run puts him at 2-1 since the move. Across from him, Diego Lopes is 6-2 in the UFC. His other loss also to Evloev on short notice in his debut. The pitch is easy to sell. Sterling brings backpack control, wrist rides, and shot chains that test patience and cardio. Lopes offers the flash, explosive entries, slicing elbows from top, and front choke danger through transitions. Over 5 rounds, the final 10 minutes would answer the key question. Does Lopes' power and opportunism carry late, or does Sterling's control flatten the spikes? Either way, the winner exits with a resume that reads, "Title next." After 12 rounds with Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez put the spotlight on his opponent and on a truth every athlete eventually faces. We already knew Crawford is a great fighter. I tried every way, and I tried really hard, and he deserves all the credit. I tried my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style. The assessment didn't stop at praise. Asked what made the difference, he said simply, "Everything." He have everything. Viewers saw one telling flash. After a stiff jab, Canelo dropped his hands, a moment of visible frustration. He later explained the disconnect between intent and output. Sometimes you try and your body cannot go. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body is not letting me go, and you need to accept it. That's it. Then the line that set every debate show on fire. In his view, Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. Crawford now stands at 42-0. Mayweather retired at 50-0 in 2017 and has boxed exhibitions since. Whether the comparison holds in the court of history, the candor from a generational champion landed like a gavel. Crawford's reply to Topuria freezes the conversation where he prefers it: boxing, contracts, and belts. Vancouver's new main event gives the schedule a grappling heavy centerpiece in De Ridder versus Allen, while the what-if of Chimaev versus. De Ridder sits on the horizon with clear fault lines, entries, fence wins, and front choke versus back take battles. Makhachev's bigger look fuels talk without a single quote. Pictures that say more of the same, just heavier. The pay graphic will continue to orbit every mega event. It's a tidy summary of a complex argument. Sterling versus Lopes offers the rare call-out that doubles as a clean bracket. 5 rounds, 1 ticket to a title, and Canelo's post-fight testimony gives the weak a human spine. reverence for a rival, acceptance of limits, and a sentence that will echo in GOAT debates for months. If this kept you ahead of the rumor mill, subscribe, hit the bell, and sound off. Crawford versus Topuria under boxing rules, yes or no? And Sterling versus Lopes for a title shot. Who takes it and why?